We all know some of China's most famous people like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Confucius, or Chairman Mao. But what about the lesser-known heroes and villains who have shaped China into what it is today? From the first emperor of unified China to one of the greatest generals in history. Here are 10 of the most famous people in Chinese history that you might not know. Welcome to my channel. Number 10, Ying Zheng. If you ever get the chance to travel to China, you may notice a lot of statues of an old guy on a horse with a weird hat. That's Ying Zheng, also known as Qin Shi Huang. He was the first emperor of unified China, founding the Qin dynasty after defeating the warring states in 206 BC. After unifying China, he began one of the first standardized legalist states in China by imposing uniform weights and measures, writing standards, currency, and even a standard written language. But his biggest legacy is probably his mausoleum, complete with terracotta soldiers guarding it day and night. The army was created to protect him in the afterlife, but now they're just a world-renowned tourist attraction. Number 9, Yu Dayu. When you think of famous generals from the past, you might be thinking about Julius Caesar or Hannibal Barca. But compared to them, Yu Dayu makes them look like a child at the sandbox. Yu Gong is the most successful military commander in Chinese history, boasting a record of 341 wins and only one defeat. He led the Lateran army to victory against the Northern Wei dynasty and helped establish the Sui dynasty. During his time, he introduced significant changes to military tactics and strategy, including the use of cavalry, geographical awareness, and logistics, which played a crucial role in his victories. One of his most famous quotes is, "If your enemy shoots an arrow at you, you don't need to return the favor. All you need is to block it." Pretty good advice for those tough times in life. Number 8, Li Bai. Known to many as the greatest poet in Chinese history, Li Bai was born in 701 AD. During his life, he was already very famous, traveling around China with his close friend, the famous Taoist monk Li Tieguai. Li Bai's poems were known for their romanticism, a departure from the traditional style of poetry at the time, and often contained themes of nature and Taoism. Although there's some debate whether he was a drunkard or a scholar official, we do know that his legacy lives on through his over 1,000 surviving poems. One of the most famous is Quiet Night Thought, where he writes about how the bright moon shines on his study window and makes him homesick. How can you not relate to that? Number 7, Wang Mang. Imagine if your country's economy was going down the tubes and suddenly someone shows up claiming to have the solution. This happened in 23 AD when Wang Mang took charge of the dynasty founded by his uncle, Wang Gen. He abolished slavery, redistributed land, and set up government-run farms. He even tried to institute birth control to limit population growth. Unfortunately for Wang Mang, almost everything went wrong. His policies alienated the elites and commoners alike, and the economy went from bad to worse. When floods and famines hit, people blamed him, and his successors eventually executed him. Number 6, Ban Zhao. Imagine being the only woman in a room full of men and having to prove yourself to be smarter than all of them. For Ban Zhao, this was everyday life as she served under her father and brother, both prominent scholars in the Han Dynasty. After her father's death, she continued his work editing the Confucian canon and became the imperial concubine. She's best known for her work, Lessons for Women, which contains the famous quote, "Women's work is mostly in the 3 obediences and 4 virtues: obedience, thrift, competence, and faithfulness." Although this sounds quite restrictive, for the time period, this book had a huge impact, educating generations of women and even serving as an example for other countries. Number 5, Sima Qian. You may not have heard of Sima Qian, but chances are you've heard of one of his most famous works, The Records of the Grand Historian. This 130-book series is considered the first true history book, setting the foundation for historical writing in China. Sima Qian wrote about a wide range of topics, including geography, technology, and even the lives of commoners, all while staying true to the facts and avoiding propaganda. Even though he wrote during the worst of the Qin and Han dynasties, he managed to interview many of the people involved in politics and war, and his work would have a major influence on future generations of historians. Number 4, Wu Zetian. Forget Marie Antoinette and Queen Elizabeth. Wu Zetian was the real OG when it comes to powerful women in history. She was a 7th century empress who took the throne in 690 AD after serving as a concubine to her husband, Emperor Taizong. As the only female emperor in Chinese history, she broke many boundaries. She appointed women to influential positions and even established a secret police force. Although she did a lot of good, she wasn't exactly a saint. She had many of her rivals put to death, including her own daughter. But despite the controversy, Wu Zetian left a lasting legacy on Chinese history. 3 Gan Ning. Believe it or not, the Three Kingdoms period was a real thing, and Gan Ning was one of the most ruthless figures of that era. Born in 162 AD, Gan Ning lived a pretty shady life before settling down as a pirate. There he amassed a fleet of 1,800 ships and 200,000 men. After years of pillaging along the coast of China, he was offered a noble title and fortune by the imperial court. It seems like he had a change of heart and spent his remaining days running casinos and brothels. Number 2, Cao Cao, the leader of the Wei state during the Three Kingdoms period. Cao Cao is often regarded as one of the most influential figures in Chinese history. A brilliant military strategist, he was responsible for the deaths of many rivals, including the warlord Yuan Shao. However, he also promoted talented individuals like the assassin Jing Rui, regardless of their social status. Cao Cao was a shrewd politician and a gifted writer, composing the famous battle hymn, The Short March of the Cao Chun. He laid the foundation for the Qin Dynasty and played a pivotal role in shaping the political landscape of ancient China. Despite his controversial methods, he remains an iconic figure in Chinese history. And finally, number 1, Sun Zhongshan, better known as Sun Yat-sen, was a leader of the Nationalist Party, or the Kuomintang, and is considered the founding father of modern China. Born in 1866, Sun Yat-sen was a key player in overthrowing the Qing dynasty and establishing the Republic of China in 1912. He envisioned a modern, democratic, and prosperous China and worked tirelessly to achieve that vision. Despite facing numerous setbacks and challenges, including the Japanese invasion and the Chinese Civil War, Sun Yat-sen remained committed to his ideals. He is revered as a national hero in China, and his contributions continue to inspire people around the world. So there you have it, our list of 10 famous people in Chinese history. We hope you enjoyed learning about these influential figures and their contributions to Chinese culture and society. Which one of these people do you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging content. Thanks for watching.